homeless version of David Goggins. Never give up and never surrender. Staying hard with it and rolling with it, man. Rolling with the punches, also throwing my own punches out there. I could easily be like this person that's next to me right here. I don't know the circumstances, but I know this much. I'm out here trying to make money. I'm out here making content. I'm applying myself every day. In fact, I'm going to show you what I'm just talking about right now. Check this out. What's up, YouTube? Homeless version of David Goggins here, and that's the name of this video, man. Stay hard. Yep, I'm gonna be a little bit more enthusiastic with this and kind of jump in there, but first, shout out to my subscribers. We're growing every single day. Keep rocking with me, keep hitting those likes. Can't wait till I get to 1,000 so I can go live and talk with all of you. Shout out to my donations, only got a couple. If you want me to actually give you a shout out personally, send me a donation. Cash App is the same as my YouTube, AlienAscend. I'll have it in the description. Just write on a message, tell me to give you a shout out. It's no problem. Let's jump into this. Homeless version of David Goggins. Let's go! Now if that's not enthusiastic for you to go ahead and get up out your seat, then I understand, but let's roll with it, right? So staying hard out here, yeah, staying vigilant, not giving up. This will be a rags to riches type story. Not to the riches yet, but I do got the rags, man. Let me tell you, it's clean, but it's not. I keep it clean though. You know what I mean? Trying to be quick-witted with it. But anyways, yeah, homeless version of David Goggins, that's definitely me, and there's a lot of us out there. There's people that are the version of David Goggins that's not homeless. Staying hard out here, staying vigilant, applying yourself every single day, tenacity, the will not to lose. They want to base your life on how many times you get knocked down and you get back up again. Let me tell you something. I've been knocked down almost, you know how many times I've failed at things, and a true failure is when you actually stop trying. You know what I'm saying? On a long enough timeline, as long as you're changing and trying to adapt and change up how you do it, if you keep doing the same thing and you keep failing at it, that'd probably be the definition of sanity, hoping for a different outcome. However, what I do is I try to go ahead and change it. Like, okay, this isn't working, what will work? But you have to give it a little bit of time to go ahead and give it a chance to see if it works or not. Have a little bit of Twilight action, but that's okay, because I am the homeless version of David Goggins. Shit, David Goliath, you know what I mean? David versus Goliath in here, man. I knock on doors. I ask, is there anything I can do? Do you need me to put adjust myself here, knock on doors. If I see that there's a bunch of leaves out there, I'm happy to go ahead and do it up. I'm doing gig apps, I'm taking good orders and bad orders. I'm just trying to make money, man, trying to eat, trying to stack my bread. It's not always easy, but it's going to be, because I keep applying myself, putting myself out there on YouTube, man, and you guys have been nothing but supportive, man, and it's awesome. I don't really have that big of a support system. I have friends and I have family, and they help out a little bit, like let me come over and use their Wi-Fi if I'm really hard up for a shower. But I actually have Planet Fitness, that's where I shower at. I shave and brush my teeth at truck stops and rest areas, but yeah, use their Wi-Fi. If I have to use a laptop, or sometimes they have a little bit of like they'll print a few papers out, I go to the library to get my to print stuff. When I knock on a door and nobody answers, I'm leaving something there. Like, I notice your car is dirty. I live in my car. I am homeless. Been living in my car for quite some time. If you want to find out about that, I have videos about it. Homeless version of David Goggins, for sure. That ain't no joke. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, do have a Patreon. Link will be in the description. I may even post it as a comment and pin it up. My first video is about death. Don't worry, I'm still grinding on YouTube, doing one video a day, staying on that, man. The stuff I'm putting on Patreon is not exactly YouTube friendly. It gets graphic. If you want to have an idea of it, of like the kind of stuff that I'm doing, I do have a video on here called Traumatic Childhood. That's basically it. On YouTube, when I put that video on, it's not doing very well, because I guess it's too graphic, or YouTube didn't like it very much. I want a platform and I want a community where I can build on stuff that I want to do my YouTube videos that I've been doing, and I also want to make some other ones, and the ones that I want to make, they don't align with this. But I want to give you a David Goggins type experience that I had, right? So when I decided to go into trucking, and I'm no longer a truck driver, check out that content if you're interested. But when I went ahead and decided, I want to get my CDL, I want to get my Class A, I want to go to trucking school, I want to get hired onto this mega carrier and move forward, right? Everybody that I talked to, my friends and my family, I told them, what I was thinking, and I was like, this is at 2020 when things were going on. I'm like, this all on paper looks really good. they had a lot of concerns. A lot of people, I got to tell you the truth, I don't think really believed in me, you know, and that's okay. I don't need people to believe in me for me to achieve something, and that is something that David Goggins has in his head. You know, he knows it. You know, he knows that who's going to hold those boats, who's going to stay hard, who's going to push that one extra rep, right? And they had very valid points. You know, I never drove out of state before, but I want to be a truck driver. I didn't like driving at night because it was very difficult. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I had to lose some weight, man. I also had to go ahead and get my blood pressure under control and actually go see a doctor and get prescribed blood pressure pills for me to be able to pass my physical. You know, I had a lot of obstacles. You know, I'm kind of an anxious person at times, and I'm a little bit fidgety. You know, they're like, you know, are you going to be able to do this? You know, and those are all valid concerns. I never drove anything that big before. I've never even pulled, towed something before. The biggest thing at the time I ever drove was a small U-Haul, and that was probably a couple times just, you know, moving, you know, throughout my life. You know, I drove a Toyota Tundra. My buddy had a Toyota Tundra that I drove a few times. Other than that, it's always been small little mid-sized sedans. You know, I had no experience at all, but I knew that I had applied for a mega carrier in a trucking school that I believed that would teach me the education. It's okay that I don't know anything, as long as I go in there and I apply myself. And that is some David Goggins stuff. And I am the homeless version of David Goggins. That might be my new title, but no, I'm AlienAscend. I'm out of this world like a spaceship, man. The way that I do things, dude, like I just really go for it, right? With trucking school, I go ahead and go there, and I suck, man. I'm supposed to suck. I'm a newbie, man. It's okay. But what do I do? Am I out there complaining? Am I out there, finding reasons why why I can't do something? No, I'm actually going into to the school, and I'm staying, you know, like. I get there before everybody, so I'm pre-tripping everything. I'm looking at everything. I'm over there. I asked the instructors, can I go ahead and jump into trucks and start backing before everybody else does if I show up here earlier? They said yes. If I actually eat my lunch outside instead of going to the cafeteria, you know, just swallow my food within 5 minutes. Like, I'm not even tasting my food. I'm inhaling it at this point, dude. David Goggins style, just putting some gas in this machine. If I do that and nobody's out there, may I use the trucks? Of course they said, yeah, go ahead, practice your backing, pre-trip it. Just don't leave the yard. I'm not supposed to leave the yard without somebody there. And it didn't take very much longer, and then when school was out, I would be like, everybody's leaving. Hey, I noticed that we like to move these trucks and these trailers over here. Can I help do that? So I'm there at school an extra hour. So I'm going ahead and going to school an hour earlier to do it. I'm also getting another 45-50 minutes of lunchtime of me doing it. And then on top of that, I'm staying there an hour after school's over, after like 5 or 6, right? And I'm doing this 7 days a week, I'm really applying myself. Then when I get to my hotel, I'm actually, at that point, I will eat good. I will eat a little bit slower. I'm not just inhaling it. I'm jumping in the shower. And then after that, 2-3 hours of me going through all my paperwork, me drawing things out, me applying myself. Like, how am I going to learn this? How am I going to memorize this? And just going down the list, and then me reading from my papers, putting the papers down, and then going it over in my head, knowing everything, watching videos of the inspections, watching videos of backing maneuvers and how to apply myself. And it didn't take very much longer. And everybody in my class, like there was people in there that had their CDL before and they lost it a few years ago. They just had a medical tap out, or they just let it expire without getting their physical, or they didn't know that they were going to return back to trucking. Yeah, there's people on there that had big trucks and would move like have a trailer on it, not a 53-foot trailer, but they'd have a trailer on there, and they knew exactly how it'd move. I had none of that experience. I went in there not knowing anything. Homeless version of David Goggins, still going hard at it. You know what I'm saying? Staying hard, being hard. So anyways, with that trucking thing, that's a perfect David Goggins type situation. You couldn't tell me what I couldn't do. And the same thing about me being homeless, living in my car right now. Don't tell me that I can't get myself out of this. Of course it's going to take some time. It's about the journey. Did David Goggins lose that 100 pounds in just a week? I know that he did it in a record time, like 3 months. He did all that to become a Navy SEAL. Well, I'm a homeless SEAL in here, man. I'm glad that he can hold his breath for a minute and a half underneath water. I can hold my breath a minute and a half in a dumpster, baby. That's some dumpster love right there. I'm gonna leave that in because I find that funny, man. That's one of the things, my positive attitude. you know, me applying myself. I make myself laugh all the time, and I'm actually opening up and really getting used to, you know, being on camera. David Goggins, homeless style, you know what I mean? There's so many things about it, you know. Growing up, all the parents that, any of the parents around me that were halfway decent, which there wasn't many at all the teachers, and a lot of them were all crooked and damn bastards, to tell you the truth. And when I moved around and went to different schools and stuff, they all thought that, you know, that I would end up in prison the rest of my life. They thought I was a bad person. No, I'm just somebody who's been treated like crap. You know, 90% of this of the world is how you respond to stuff. And at the time, you know, I was a hothead. I didn't like being picked on. I didn't like bullies. I didn't like people messing with me. I was extremely quiet. I had a very traumatic childhood, and you know, I encourage you to watch that video so you can see what I'm going through. I did all that stuff, and I've been a law-abiding citizen my whole damn life. You know, in fact, you know, ignorance is bliss. You not knowing, you know, what the consequences are, most likely would make you continue doing that stuff. I'm not ignorant. I know what the consequences are, and I value my freedom. You know, I do the right thing when nobody's looking. David Goggins style. You know, YouTube has been nothing but great, man. Lots and lots of comments, lots of supports, you know, supportive comments. People understand, people know that we're all in this together, and I like this like-minded community that we're building. And on top of that, you know, I really don't need people to believe in me, but it does feel really good, man. It does. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not out there like, you know, give me all your negative and then I'm gonna show you and prove you wrong. Of course, I'm going to prove people wrong that you know, that are misinformed, but I'm doing it for me. And then everybody who's being positive and supportive, man, that really does help. You know, that actually pushes me more. You know, but then again, I'm also somebody who, I guess technically, you know, I wouldn't want to say that I don't need it, but if, you know, it's not as important as the air I breathe and the food I need and stuff like that. But that stuff really does push me, and you know, I guess in a way I don't need it, but in a way I do need it. You know, I love doing this stuff on YouTube, and you know, some people leave negative comments. At least you took the time to write me something, so I'm not mad at all. I guarantee you're not going to hurt my feelings. You know, I got thick skin. Well, you know, I actually see the positive in stuff, you know, and to me, that's like a thing of David Goggins. David Goggins, he'll record or read the messages or take screenshots of all the negative, and then he'll use that stuff. I'm using that in a different kind of way. I don't see the negative in what you tell me. In fact, I have a different point of view. I've only had a couple of bad comments that people would consider bad comments, saying that I'm an e-beggar or something like that. I just say, if you want to give me a donation, that's cool. Who I think the real e-beggars are, have you guys been on TikTok where you're watching people battle? And when they're like, when people are battling, they're like, come on team, we need 5,000 more points. You know, we just need I don't know, a hat and some glasses, whatever those little gifts are. To me, that comes off like begging. All you're doing is battling people, but people find value and entertainment in that. And they're willing to give for it. But the truth is when they're like, come on team, please team, let's win team, when they're doing that and they keep asking you to send them something, that to me comes off more beggish, you know. Somebody saying, if you want to throw me a donation, that's not really begging at all. If that was out of my fucking mouth every 2-3 seconds, like that battling shit, you know, boom. And you know, I may not agree with that kind of content. You know, I'm not on TikTok battling people. I have a TikTok, but I don't post on there. But nonetheless, I'm not on there doing that. You know, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to leave a negative comment. They're making a living, and some of those TikTok battles, from my understanding, like the real like ranking high version people, they're making $38,000 each battle. Some of them make $38,000 a day. Some of them that aren't even that big are making $3,800 a day. You know. I mean, imagine somebody making $38,000 in one battle or in one day. That is like literally over what, you know, that is what they do in one day. I don't even do in a year or two. You know what I'm saying? There's, you know, I'm poor, man, but I'm David Goggins' homeless version, man. I will be, you know, not even will be. I have been applying myself this whole time. I don't give up like that. I wake up early in the morning when it's raining outside, and you'll see my videos when it's raining outside, snow outside, when ice is accumulating, and I'm doing gig apps. Those other drivers that are nice and warm and comfortable in their you know, in their houses and stuff, and they work in the community they live. I'm driving a little bit further to work in a better community so I can make more money. When I'm out there doing it, you know, like they're only out here doing it on the good days. Good days, bad days, doesn't matter the day, I'm out here. And when things are going really, really slow, I go ahead and go to Lowe's and Home Depot, and when I'm there, I'm starting conversations with people like, oh, you need an extra hand? Things aren't working good on this, I'm going to Lowe's. You know, I'm building, you know, built a Patreon, you know, I'm building a nice community with your guys' help and with your guys' support, your love and your blessing and your nice comments and running those likes up all really help. You sharing my content, man, all that stuff helps. I'm building stuff, and I'm not going to be like this forever. And the truth is, am I going to be on YouTube forever? Yeah, I want to. I like all you guys, man. I like that you rock with me, man. You know, you guys are like my extended friends and family. I mean, but you guys are, to me, you guys are a lot closer to me than a lot of people are. You know what I mean? In fact, you know, speaking of that, you know, the David Goggins homeless version is I'm using the, you know, I'm dealing with the hand that I'm dealt, but now I'm also trying to deal my own hands. And on top of that, I am finding, you know, ways to go ahead and get things done. I'm only in competition with myself, but I do look around, and 11 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm not sleeping in like that vehicle that I just showed you. They've been there for 2 days. They moved around a little bit in this parking lot. I do gig apps, so I'm doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. It's about to pick up, so if I do some transitions, that means I'm getting some good orders, and I'm just trying to make a little bit of money. You know, I shouldn't even be saying that. I should be telling the universe, I want millions of dollars, man. I want David Goggins style. But the truth is, you know, I'm just trying to make a living. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be living in my car forever. You know, it's going to be a journey, man. And I think that's what David Goggins really talks about, is just, you know, how his journey was. Of course, you want to, you know, go all in on stuff. You know, I don't want to, you know, half-ass it. But yeah, that vehicle like that, don't know their circumstances, not judging them, but I know that, you know, as long as I apply myself, then good. Maybe for all I know, that person is a millionaire and chooses to live like that. You know, me on the other hand, I'm not like that. I struggle how it is, take the punches, roll with it. You know, I've been hit so many damn times. You know, there's, you know, you know, a lot of people, you know, if you take a look at my video, The Traumatic Childhood, I don't think they would have such a solid mind after me. You know what I mean? I got family members that are not doing so well because of the stuff that happened to them as kids. You know, we grew up in the same house. You know, things were really, really bad, and things get graphic, and I really can't talk about it on here, but I encourage you to check out that video, and then also check out my Patreon. Like I said, you know, I am trying to plug it. You know, I'm not begging though, just trying to give you guys something cool to watch, man. You know, just trying to entertain you guys. Hopefully I have some comments saying I inspire you guys. A lot of you guys are going through the same stuff, man, living paycheck to paycheck, you know, and I got some comments where, you know, like, you know, this system is set up like that, and you're right. You know, there is validity to that. There's also validity into, you know, you can change it. You know, I believe that you can change your own stars. It's just not easy. And it is stacked up against you. There are a lot of hurdles. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm going to, and I'm not going to stop until I do. You know, Joey the Gypsy's like, you know, with him, it's you know, it's all or nothing. He chose, in his own words, he chose to decide to be homeless. He chose to live in a car after he was able to stack his resources up, and by him doing that, you know, it's all or nothing. He either wants, you know, millions of dollars mansion, or he wants the limit life of you know, living in a vehicle and you know, being able to eat and stuff like that. You know, and I understand the point of views. Everybody has a different thing. You know, to some people, you know, like I don't have kids. Would I want to live in my car if I had children? Absolutely not. I believe that once you have kids, your life is basically, you know, you're not living your life for yourself anymore. You're living it to provide and take care of kids. They're the number one thing. And you know, it's really easy to prevent from having it. So in my opinion, if you have them, it you know, it was meant. You know what I mean? It was meant to happen that way, and that you could have chose you know, preemptive measures to make sure that didn't happen. You know, and I'm talking about wrapping it up, guys. Nothing crazy, just wrapping it up and whatnot, or not doing it to begin with. But nonetheless, you know, when things really get really bad, do I go to the dumpsters, man? Have I ate expired candy? Absolutely, man. You know, I think you know, there's people on here, you know, that I'm extreme. I ate a worm. I could eat a worm. Put me on Fear Factor, man. You know, I really like reality TV, right? There's some seasons like a Survivor. I think I would do great on Survivor. I think I like Big Brother better, but I would do great on Big Brother. I can read people. I know a traitor before they know themselves. I know somebody who's going to go ahead and try to hurt, harm me. I have to live in this stuff. I am very street smart, and it's not me, boasting my ego or anything like that. I'm street smart because I have to learn how to protect myself, and I've lived in very bad areas. And when I'm talking about bad areas, I can't even go into detail because it gets too graphic. Check out my Patreon. Nonetheless, man, I believe that I am the homeless version of David Goggins. Probably going to be better than David Goggins. I know that sounds funny, but you know what? I'm reaching for the stars with stuff. I believe that much in me, and it's not like I believe somebody's going to come and help me and get me out of this situation. It's not like a miracle is going to happen. If a miracle happened, then that would be great. I know I have to do it myself. You know what I mean? And it's not just myself. I have to apply myself. I have to go ahead and really grind at this. I can't do gig apps forever. My car is not going to last that long. So I'm trying to build other sorts of revenue. I'm also trying to talk to friends and build friendships and find resources where if I did find a work from home job, could I use somebody's Wi-Fi? That's what's stopping me from work from home job is reliable internet that's fast. And of course, those places test your router to make sure that you're not using your cell phone internet. I have a whole lot of internet experience. I'm really good behind the computer, building WordPress websites, building Wix websites, building back office stuff from GoDaddy, lead pages, lead generation, ClickFunnels, all that stuff, man. I know about marketing, Facebook marketing, ad campaigns, PPC, pay-per-clicks, EDDM, every door, direct mailer, doing graphic art. All that crap, man. But how am I supposed to do it when I don't have, I have Wi-Fi on my phone, but it's extremely slow. People are going to want to do Zoom meetings. I'm going to freeze on that. That's another thing too. When I go live, I've already got it set up where I could actually be at a friend's house and use Wi-Fi. I'll either be in their backyard or maybe their driveway, something along those lines, or I could be inside. It's just they have kids and they got loud dogs and they got cats and stuff. They have their lives going on themselves, and I don't want to burden that, and I also want a little bit of privacy. They all know my situation, but yeah, I really feel like I am the homeless version of David Goggins. I ask that you guys become my day ones. I'm just a little bit over 300 subscribers. If you subscribe now, you guys could rock with me from the very beginning and watch how watch the empire. And I will never forget the people who joined, and I won't even forget. I comment and reply to 99.9% of everybody. Sometimes I don't get a notification of somebody dropped a comment, or if they say something that's I don't really have a response for, like something crazy for the most part. But I'm telling you, I respond to everybody, and I'm the same way. There's so many big ass channels. On these big channels, when they're doing a live, like thousands of people or hundreds of people are dropping comments. None of their stuff gets answered, and it's like, why are you asking questions if you know that there's just too many people and they don't do it? I will develop a system where no matter how many people I have, that I respond to it. That's how I'm gonna rock. And I ask that you follow me on this journey and rock with me and subscribe and share. Thank you so much.